This past winter I decided I needed a new ear band head warmer to wear in the house to keep warm during the winter. So I started playing with some new fibers. I got some baby camel down and some medium merino. Nice thing about this is it's still nice and soft, but it's just a bit stronger and more durable than the extra fine, so you don't have a problem with pilling like you do with the super fine merino. Yet we still have a nice soft blend there. I spun the yarn in a rustic style. The baby camel down is spun into a medium fine lace, and the merino I did in a lofty, just let it happen type of style there, going for a DK weight on there. In my headband I sampled several different sizes. I have everything from a heavy fingering weight into a thick and thin that I used when I knit this up. But the nice thing about this is that the merino is very durable and still a good soft merino. I wore this headband almost all winter long, and you can see there's just no real wear and tear on it. I washed it, well, it came off a few times to be washed, but basically it was on my head all winter long. I loved the yarn so much I decided, well, let's make this my new yarn line. And from this I ended up with more merino to go with it because it needed color. I love the naturals, it's beautiful, I love the tweedy texture look, but I want color. So I came up with 10 colorways to go with this new tweedy yarn, my Huey camel and merino. So the coloring I decided to go with just the merino. And I've been having way too much fun with gradients lately, so I have decided that this would be another gradient line, but instead of taking the one color through all of its ranges, I decided to take 3 colors together. Now the lighting in here isn't the best, but this will give you a little idea of what we've got here. This first one we're looking at here is forest. I used the dyed merino in the background and the Huey, the tweedy look, as the outline, and here it is in the reverse in the full-size shawl. The nice thing about this is the drape on here just snuggles right on to you. Now here is beach. It's been a very popular color. I call it my Cassie colors. My friend Kathy likes these colors, and they're always very popular and go over well. Me, I'm a purple girl, so these are Kathy colors. So from beach, we now have meadow, and here's yet another design there. We've seen the shawl and the scarf that are for the club members. The pattern is up on Ravelry now. This here is a headband. Then I'll eventually have the pattern up for it too. You can see it's one solid piece, and the gradient shows off real nice there. And now we move on to mountain. This one's a little hard to see. You've got a shade of purpley blue, a bluey purple, and a purple, and then back to the blue again. The lighting is real tricky. That's one of those that you really got to see in person to really appreciate. There's the fiber for it. Nice thing for spinners is you just take one roll, spin it up, take the other, spin it up, then fly them together. Now, one nice thing about here with the little cowl, if you got a little bit of leftover, you can make a pair of matching mitts with just your leftover color as a nice little accent to them, and then you got matching set. And we have yet another mitt. Yeah, going to get blinded on this one. This here is the Rose Garden, and another mitt pattern. The nice thing about this, you just take the one ball of yarn because it's dyed in the 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. You start at each end of the ball, get from one end to the other, and you have a pair of mitts. Starting at each end, that is. And here's the same thing. That was the Rose Garden. Now we move on over to Ocean. And that's in the different shades of blue and the spinning fiber there. Nice thing about these mitts, put them on little 9-inch circulars, go to town on them. Simple, easy pattern. I'll have this pattern up also. And it's a real nice little to-go project. You can just stick it in your purse. I always have one with me. Now, here we're moving on to Canyon. Canyon went through a little bit of changes. This one's a little bit brighter than what the club members have gotten. I've switched it a little. It was just a little too bright. I wanted a little more of the brown in there. But still, it's a gorgeous color, and I'm happy to dye up a special batch if people would prefer the brighter color. This that we're looking at here is actually a shrug, and I'll have more on it later and a pattern up for it too. Here we are on to Desert. Very yellow desert with a little bit of brown in there. Don't have a sample of it knit up yet, but getting there. And one quick look at Prairie. I did have Prairie spun up, but it's sold at a local little show here, so I've got to get more spun up and a sample knit of it. Real gorgeous color on there. And for teal lovers, this one's probably not going to show as well as it really looks. It goes from green to a green blue to a blue teal. And I'm working on a shrug in it, which you can see is only about halfway done. But there, that shows the colors a little bit better there. My needle's sticking out there. Watch out for those weapons. And there's another ball of the Cam Huey. But I just want to thank all of you that have helped me start and go from what was one idea of keeping my head warm this winter into a whole new line of yarn that now covers my dining room table. All 10 colorways. There we go. Thanks bunches.